Okay, so lesson 3 has to do with algebraic expressions and substituting in like letters and using the numbers. So an algebraic expression is just a like a term that has numbers. I'm going to use the number symbol and variables. So like for example, 3x would be an algebraic expression. So we're going to use the substitution property. And what that says is, for example, if A equals B, then we can replace, then A may replace, I don't know if I'm enough room for this, may replace B. So that'll make more sense when we use letters. So to evaluate an expression with variable replacements, we substitute, and I'm just going to write the word sub. We substitute the variables with their given values. And then each time you substitute a variable with a number, it's a good idea to put parentheses around that number. I mean, that's not a rule, but it's just a good idea to do. And then you follow the order of operations to evaluate. All right, so here's an example. Here's an expression, a b squared plus c. So they're telling us a is 2, b is 4, and c is 7. And it's pretty easy to do when the numbers are not negative. And again, don't use a calculator because you will not be able to use one on the test. So you don't have to write them out, but it's a good habit to do when they get more difficult. So I'm not going to make you, but if you on a test, if you can't show where you went wrong, you can't get any credit for it. So for A, what they're saying is you should really put parentheses. I don't do it around every number. Like I'm going to do it with this B. B is 4. So I'm going to put parentheses around that and do 4 squared there. We could have put 16 already. And then plus 7. So we have 16 times 2 is 32. Plus 7 is 39. Pretty simple one. This is called evaluating. I call it substitution. Okay, now we have a negative here. So we have x is negative 2. So this is where it's really important to write stuff down or keep it straight in your head. So if x is negative 2, we're doing negative 2 squared. So I'm going to go ahead and write that would be 4. And I'm going to use parentheses because we still need to multiply those. And then I'm putting minus, and you can do this different ways. I drop the minus sign down. It's a minus sign. And then I'm going to put the 4 and then times negative 2. Okay? And then you can do it 2 ways again. I'm going to bring the 12 down here. I always just drop the minus sign, and then I do this part separately. So 4 times negative 2 is negative 8. That might be confusing to some people. And then I do add the opposite, and I get 20. So you have to do those exponents first. Okay, so I am going to pause the video, and then I want you to do number 3 and 4, and then I will write my answers in, and then you see if you get those. Okay, again, hopefully you pause those and work those out and see if you get these. I tried to show a lot of my work. Okay, let's do number 5 and 6 together. So 5 is, so y is 2. So on this one, only the y is squared because there's no parentheses. So we do y is 2, so we do 2 squared is 4. But then you have to pull that negative in. So that minus, the minus sign goes afterwards. Oh my golly. I'm going to try to erase this here. There we go. Okay. And then we have let's see here. Lost my train of thought. And then I bring the minus down, and then I'm going to bring the 3, and then I'm going to put times -4, and then times 2. So the way I do it is bring down -4. So you can look at this as either -3 times -4 times 2. I don't know why I've just developed a habit of bringing that down and then looking at that as a 3. So I do 3 times, I'm going to do 3 times 2 is 6, and then times -4 is -24. And then I add the opposite, and so I have -4 plus 24, which makes it a 20. Okay? Again, we have y squared, which is -12. So -12 squared is 144. And then we have to drop that negative sign down. Then we have minus 3 times -5/6 times -12. So we have -144. And so I can do it a different way for you. I'm going to put, since that's a fraction, I'm going to put a 1 under here and a 1 under here. And I will look at this as a -3 now. So -3 times -12 is 36. So now I'm done with those. And then I have a -5/6 times 36 over 1. So I'm going to cancel out that 6. That becomes that, 6. And we have a -5 times 6, which is a positive 30. And then you have -174 altogether. So again, you can rewatch these videos if you're confused, or pause them and look at them. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and go down to these. Now be careful here, like when this is, I'm going to write this bottom part out here. This would be, for a minus b, this would be -3 minus, and then b is -5, so it's minus -5. So make sure you're careful on some of those. On here, you need to do the x minus y first. So you would do 2 minus -2. On this, make sure you do it 3 times. So you really got to watch the negative signs. On here, you got your absolute value. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to stop the video and have you put your answers into Edpuzzle so you'll be able to see what they are. And then I will have the answers with some work written at the end. Okay, so I showed the work for some. And then if you want more work on like number 8, or if you need number 10 or 12 worked out, just make sure you ask, because I can always help, or someone in the classroom can.